What's good, you guys? You know who it is, man. This your boy, Mr. Relentless Lex, and I'm back like I never left this mother. Yes, sirski. All right, so, man, we have a video today, you guys. It's going to be very informative and very, very important. It's concerning our health, today's health, bro. You know, America suffers with obesity. And the reason why is because we're not reading what's in the food that we're intaking. But at the same moment, we can't afford more healthier choices, which some of us know better, bro, including myself. But we have Lily Kane, I think her name is Lily Kane, on this video. Yes, Lily Kane. Shout out to Lily Kane for the video. She's going to give us 3 main ingredients that's in our meats that maybe we didn't even know, with the one including being sugar. How can you find, who puts sugar in fatback or sausages or turkey meats or sugar? I think that's how they bamboozle a lot of us, because there's a little tad bit in everything that we select when we go into the grocery store nowadays. But health is wealth, right? How much are we concerned about it? Let's check this video out. Maybe our perception change after we watch this to the end.
Not books, just packages and ingredient lists, which have basically turned into books at this point. And honestly, I didn't think I'd need to do this in the meat aisle, because if meat is just meat, there shouldn't be anything to read. But, you know, welcome to 2026, where food isn't just food anymore.
Right.
My name is Lily. I'm a certified nutrition health coach, and in today's video, we are covering 3 ingredients that are being added to everyday meat, a ranking of which products are the worst offenders, and then I'll share my honest take on whether or not these little additions to meat actually matter, or if we're just overthinking it. Because my goal isn't to make food scary. My goal is, once you see this video, it actually makes grocery shopping easier, not harder. All right.
Facts. So she's going to give us some three top tiers on meats that she's discovered. This is the thing, you guys. I'm hoping after watching this video, my habits of my food selection changes, as well as you guys. Hopefully, that's the ultimate goal.
Let me show you what I actually mean. If this is just meat, why is this on the label? Ingredient number 1, sugar. I see this constantly. It's in bacon, sausage, deli meats, ham, beef jerky, even rotisserie
Beef
chicken.
jerky?
Most people assume meat is just protein.
Whoa. Wait 1 minute here now, Lily. You mean to tell me, Lily, it's in the rotisserie chickens? Bro, I love Walmart's rotisserie chickens, lemon pepper, bro. You mean to tell me, bro, they got sugar in those? Bro, that's crazy.
Salt, maybe some seasonings, but nobody's expecting meat to be sweet. And here's why this matters. Not because it's a massive amount, but because sweetness changes perception. If food tastes sweeter, you'll be more likely to be like,
some beautiful sausages,
wow, tastes so good. Let's buy this product again. On packages, you'll see brown sugar, cane sugar, dextrose, which is sugar, maltodextrin, and sometimes even high fructose corn syrup. And this is where I personally pause. Meat isn't supposed to be dessert. Meat is supposed to be protein, but companies aren't thinking about protein. They're thinking about profit.
And you know what? Not to pause it too much, you guys, I apologize, but I have to give my intake on it, right? Because I'm a reactor, and this is a reaction video. So the thing about it is, I know people that put sugar in their foods. As far as like, I know people put sugar in spaghetti. I know people that put sugar in their beans, their baked beans, especially on barbecue days, you know? So sugar do change the perception of the actual taste of whatever they're cooking. I guess it gives you something mentally to be like, what is that you put in there? The whole time it'd be sugar. Facts.
And sweet food sells. And once you start noticing sugar on packages, you'll also start to notice ingredient number 2, seed oils, canola oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil, which is anyone else like me wondering, if meat has fat in it, Why are we adding in oil? I see this
That's
most
more
often in
facts.
pre-marinated meats, sausages, meatballs, and frozen burgers. Basically anything that's meant to be quick, convenient, and pre-seasoned. And the reason for adding in these oils is they're cheap, they're shelf stable, and they make food taste consistent every single time. They
Wow.
help carry flavor, prevent sticking, and make products easier to cook at scale. Now, I'm not bringing this up to create panic. It's mainly that a lot of people are trying to avoid
Wow.
these seed oils since they're highly processed. They're easy to overconsume, and if these oils are heated at high temperatures and eaten regularly, they can contribute to more inflammation. And again, my main question is, why are we adding industrial seed oils into meat? If I want fat in my
Facts.
meat, I want it to be coming from the meat itself.
Facts.
Now, does this mean you should never eat a pre-marinated meat ever again? No, it's just there are other products without these oils, and if eating these products consistently, it's just something to be aware of. And this brings us to the third category, fillers and binders, things like modified food starch, cornstarch, potato starch, and carrageenan. These ingredients aren't
Carrageenan? It's bad enough that I don't even read my packaging, you guys. But I don't even know what carrageenan is. What the hell is a carrageenan, Lily? Carrageenan, never heard of it, bro. I've been eating carrageenan maybe all of my life and didn't even know. So that's why this video is very informative, bro. And some of us will go to the doctor and the doctor said, oh, your cholesterol still is high. We're not reading the packaging, bro. And then he put us on cholesterol medicine, right? But we go back to our checkups and stuff, and it's still high. It's either the medicine is not working or we're over consuming. That's crazy.
there for nutrition. They're there to hold things together, change texture, and stretch the product. I see these most often in sausages, hot dogs, deli meats, meatballs,
Some of my favorites.
basically anything that is ground, formed, and reshaped. And this is where economics comes in. Meat is expensive, and so if a company can find something cheaper like these fillers that can absorb water, hold fat, and keep everything together, then companies are able to sell a product that looks the same, weighs the same, and costs less to make. This is also why some meats feel spongy instead of dense, and why you can eat a full serving and still feel oddly unsatisfied. Because when meat is diluted with flours and starches, you're getting less protein per bite. With all of these fillers, you're not buying more meat, you're buying a company a larger profit margin. I recognize a lot of people are reaching for these pre-packaged meats, like the meatballs.
I tell you one thing, if all these ingredients is in Nathan's hot dogs, bro, I'm guilty, bro. I am guilty, bro. A Nathan hot dog? Fire, bro. God almighty. I probably shouldn't have watched this video, Lillian. Now I gotta change some things up.
Burger patties,
That's wild.
rotisserie chickens, because they're easy and convenient. And I am right there with you. I am so busy in the day, and I really don't like cooking.
You like
and just
Nathan
like
hot
how
dogs,
I pay
right?
attention to the ingredients in my meats, I also make sure I'm not cooking my meats in a bunch of chemicals. This brings me to today's video sponsor, Tasty. I love this air fryer for a number of reasons. One is it saves me a bunch of time not having to be in the kitchen. With up to 450 degrees high heat, it cooks everything super quickly while giving the perfect sear on the outside.
that looks amazing.
Secondly, it's FDA certified and free from chemicals.
Now, one thing though, Lily, one thing I will say. Now, between me and you, Lily, I have an air fryer. It's not a Toasty or a Tasty or whatever that brand is. The worst thing about an air fryer is the cleaning process, Lily. You should have some aluminum foil up under your meat. Because, bro, when that grease start draining, man, that's the only thing about an air fryer. It is hell to clean.
Like PFOAs, PFAS, and PTFEs. And thirdly, it comes with this handy temperature probe. So in real cooking, a chef is constantly changing
And
their
that's a brand new one
temperatures
right there, Lily.
from
You can't
medium
fool
to
us.
low heat. And this tasty air fryer mimics that cooking process. The smart probe takes all of the guesswork out. So you just insert it, select your preset, and then walk away.
Oh, that's
it really
nice.
does simplify my daily cooking. My husband and I are always so shocked how perfectly and tender and juicy our meats come out, especially our chicken breast. We could cut it with a fork. It's crazy. It can cook all sorts of different cuts of meat,
That
like
chicken breast
chicken
look like it was
wings
raw.
and chicken
I
legs,
ain't gonna
but
lie.
also steaks, pork, fish. I've even seen people make things like hard-boiled eggs, burger patties, sausages inside
Hard-boiled
the air
eggs?
fryer. And so if you're looking for a way to simplify your
Now listen, y'all put in the, now Lily, this is a great video. But come on, guys. Come on. This chicken breast looks like it's raw still. It don't got no Lily, come on now, Lily. Don't try to bamboozle us with that raw chicken, bro. Come
your
on,
life,
man.
make cooking easier, and have the most
That's
delicious,
crazy.
tender, juicy meats, then I couldn't recommend this tasty air fryer enough. You can get an exclusive discount by going to the link in the video description, tasty.net/LilyKane, or use discount code LilyKane at checkout to get
I
exclusive
might check it
savings
out.
on
You
your
got to be
order.
convinced besides the chicken
All right,
breast.
now that we've covered the main 3 categories of ingredients to look out for in meats, now let's rank these products where these ingredients show up most. Tier 1, most likely to have added ingredients: sausage, hot dogs, meatballs, deli meats, and pre-marinated meats. These are
Wow.
meats I always flip over, and it's totally possible to find cleaner versions of these products without these added ingredients, but you do have to do some digging to find, the cleaner version. Tier 2, the hit or miss meats. Things like bacon, beef jerky, frozen burgers, and rotisserie chicken. This tier really depends on the brand because you can find a lot of these products being just meat and salt, but then you can also find products that look like that, except for you turn over the ingredients list and it's got a whole bunch of funky junky inside of it. And so I think a good rule of thumb
Not
is
funky
the more
junky, though.
processed the meat, the more likely
Funky
it has
junky.
added ingredients. And so again, just being able to, honestly, I flip over every package I get and just make sure there's nothing in there. Tier 3, usually just meat. Things like steaks, roasts, whole cuts of meat, plain ground beef, plain chicken thighs, and chicken breast. These are usually the safest whole cuts and plain ground meat. They typically are just meat, and then you can add your own seasonings on top. Again,
Facts.
something to be aware of is even seasonings nowadays can have things like added sugars and seed oils. I know, guys, it's disappointing. Why do they keep adding all these funky junkies inside of our products? I can't change it, but the best way that we can all change it is by buying products without these ingredients, so that way companies stop wanting to add these things inside, since they would end up making less money. So now comes the big question. Does any of this even matter, or are we majoring in the minors? And to me, if someone can only afford meats in tier 1, I think that's still a great place to start, and I wouldn't try to be perfect. I think that people can absolutely be healthy, even eating meats that have a little bit of some sugar or some seed oils or some potato starch. I think that just do the best you can afford. And in general, just to put things in more perspective, they say the average American is having 60% of their calories coming from ultra-processed foods. Things like cereals and waffles, cookies, chips, sodas. And so I think if someone, instead of having cereal, is going to have some hot dogs, I think that's still going to provide more protein, more nutritional value, and still way less chemicals and added ingredients than the ultra-processed junk foods.
Okay, bro. Now this is some great information right here. She said that those processed meats are better than the starches, like the stuff that's in chips, cereals, and so on and so forth, right? But this is the thing, you guys. Do you know in America how many kids eats a bowl of cereal before they go to sleep? Because sometimes the American family don't have time to cook, you guys. So the mom and the dad may do something quick. They get in late. They don't have time to cook. The first thing they tell the kid to grab is some cereal. or a sandwich. And then as we get older, we become obese. But we're eating these same products from damn near from the time we a baby to the time we get grown. You know how many years that is of intaking everything that Miss Lily is saying right now? So years after years after years, bro. And then we try to figure out why America got an obesity problem, bro. That's easy math, bro.
To me, if the meat isn't the cleanest, it's still better than hot Cheetos, Lucky Charms cereal, and Pillsbury Doughboy muffins. On top of this, I think even for people who eat really healthy, people who always buy organic and they exercise, they sleep well, they reduce their stress, I think even for people who are really healthy, if they have some foods that have a little bit of sugar or a little bit of these added ingredients, it shouldn't make or break that person's health. They're doing a lot of things right. To have one or two little products with some of these things shouldn't be that big of a deal. Therefore, I'd argue for people who are eating a diet of a lot of ultra-processed junk food, eating any kind of meat is still a step in a better direction. And then for people who are eating super healthy and clean, eating some unclean meat is still not going to make or break their health. Therefore, for the majority of people, it's likely not that big of a deal to have some more processed meats. However, I think for people who they say they're allergic to meat, maybe they're not allergic to meat, maybe they're having a reaction to some of these added ingredients. And for people who they're really trying to heal, they have a major medical condition, maybe having some of these added ingredients isn't going to help them on their healing journey. And then ultimately, I always buy the cleanest products I can buy, especially because I don't think that it's that hard to find these products without the added ingredients. And I find that even sometimes the foods I'm buying are more affordable than the foods that are with these added ingredients, because I can just buy plain ground beef and turn it into a meatball or turn it into a burger patty. I don't need a company to do that when they're gonna add all these extra stuff inside of it. And I also feel like I'm exposed to so much pollution in the air, heavy metals, microplastics, plastics in my clothing. And so even though I try to do healthy, good things, I'm still exposed to all these other toxins and pollutants that if I can just buy some plain meat, I'm gonna do it, especially again, because it is pretty accessible. I can find it everywhere and it tends to be very affordable. That said, if I'm on vacation or if I go out to a restaurant, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I'm sure there's added stuff inside the meats I'm eating when I'm not in my house, and I have to find peace with that and be okay with it. Though that's why, again, when I'm in my house and I can go grocery shopping and I can cook the food, I try to buy the cleanest products I can. I'm already going to be exposed to other things throughout life. I've got this huge artificial light on me right now. I've got Wi-Fi and 5G and different radiation and chemicals and all the other stuff going on. So if I can just buy a cleaner product with my meat, I'm going to do it. I think small things can compound and add up over time. And so I could be buying a product right now that isn't the cleanest. And while it may not make an immediate impact on my health today, in the long haul, these things can add up. And so I just try to do the best I can do, the best I can afford. I don't have to be perfect, but just paying attention to the ingredients I am putting in my body and controlling the controllable. When I'm in my house, when I'm at my grocery store, when I'm cooking, I can control what's going in my mouth and try my best when I'm out at restaurants and on vacations. I do offer one-on-one health coaching, and if you'd like more help on your health journey, whether that is losing weight, building muscle, helping with gut issues, I'd love to help with accountability, answering any of your questions, and there's a link to my one-on-one health coaching in the video description. Don't be silly, subscribe to Lily, and if you enjoyed this video, I know you're gonna get a kick out of this one. I hope you have a happy day, and I'll see you in the next one. I was in the grocery store.
Hey, yo, Lily, I tell you one thing, sweetheart. I tell you one thing, Miss Lily, the nutritionist coach. Your boy got a sausage wrap around there from On The Go. Shout out to On The Go. Bro, I got a Hillshire's sausage wrap around there, bro, that I can't wait to get to. Maybe I need to go look at the ingredients before I eat it, right? Maybe. But now, you guys, on the realness, she's very informative, you guys. Very informative. And everything that she was saying is true. Because I'm also a nutritionist coach. And my clients, they ask me a million questions, bro. A million questions. But you have to absolutely know what you're doing, because some people's bodies needs certain things. You can't, if you're a nutrition coach, bro, you can't say, okay, if this worked for John Doe, it's going to work for Jane Doe, bro. You have to know their medical background, what their depletions of inside their bodies are. Some people need more salt. Some people need more sugar. You got high sugar, low, you got different variations of different things in life, bro. So, man, it's very hard to scale, but it's worth the research.